She didn't even try to hide the smile. It was small, almost polite, like I just asked a stupid question in a meeting. I stood in the doorway of our kitchen holding her phone because it was buzzing on the counter, face up, and I thought it might be her mom. The screen lit again, and the preview popped up bright as a flare. "Can't wait to have you to myself tonight." Same room, winking face. Her eyes flicked from the screen to my face, and then she shrugged like we were deciding what to order for dinner. "You're making it weird," she said. "It's not that deep." Then she laughed. And that's when I realized I wasn't going to get an apology. I was going to get a performance. Hey friends, please like this video and leave a comment with your impressions. This will be a great help. Thank you. We never tire of reminding you, it's all thanks to you. Let me back up because this didn't start with a text message. My name is Jonah. I'm 32. I'm the kind of guy who keeps a spare set of batteries in the junk drawer and actually knows where they are. I'm a building inspector for a small county outside Asheville, North Carolina, not the city itself. We lived in a quiet town where the biggest drama is usually somebody's dog getting loose or a tree falling on a fence. I liked my job. It's not glamorous, but it's steady. I look at foundations, electrical panels, framing, and I tell people what's safe and what isn't. People complain sometimes, but I sleep fine at night. Marissa was the opposite of me in the best way at first. She worked in marketing for a boutique wedding venue up in the hills. She lived on Instagram stories. She knew how to talk to anyone. She could walk into a room and make it feel warmer. When we started dating, it felt like she brought color into my life, and I brought structure into hers. That's what I told myself. We'd been together a little over 3 years. We moved in after a year and a half, into a 2-bedroom rental house owned by an older guy named Dale who lived 2 streets over. It had creaky wood floors and a screened porch that smelled like pine when it rained. We had small rituals that made it feel like home. On Sunday mornings, I made coffee in a chipped French press, and she put on one of those soft playlists that sound like wind chimes. She kept a little bowl by the door for keys and lip gloss and random receipts. I kept a folder in the desk drawer for the lease, the utility accounts, and anything that had our names on it. She teased me for the folder. I teased her for buying candles like they were going out of style. Our fridge always had 2 things, her sparkling waters and my meal prep containers. Every month I paid rent through Dale's portal and split the utilities with Marissa through Zelle. Simple. At least it used to be. The red flags weren't the loud kind. They were the quiet ones that make you doubt yourself. The first one was her phone. Not that she had it, everybody has their phone. It was that she started putting it face down all the time, on the table, on the couch, even on the bathroom counter. If I reached for mine, she'd grab hers like it was reflex. I noticed it because it didn't match her. She used to fling it anywhere and forget it existed. Then there were the work things. Her venue hosted weddings, yes, but suddenly she had vendor meetings at weird hours. She'd come home smelling like someone else's cologne mixed with citrus. She started dressing differently for these meetings too. More effort, more perfume, hair done on a random Tuesday. I told myself it was a phase, a new boss, a new push to impress. Marketing people are always selling something. Maybe she was just leaning in. Then came the small but off moment I can't stop replaying. One night I got home late from an inspection out near the county line. It was raining hard. My boots were soaked. I stepped onto the porch and heard voices inside. Marissa was laughing, but it wasn't her normal laugh. It was that slightly higher one she used when she wanted someone to like her. I walked in quietly, wiped my feet, and saw her at the kitchen island with her laptop open and a glass of wine. On the screen was a video call. A guy's face filled the laptop. Dark hair, good teeth, one of those I belong in a commercial faces. He smiled when he saw me. "Oh," Marissa said quickly and slapped the laptop lid down halfway. "This is Tyler. He's a photographer we might use." The way she said might felt practiced. "Hey man," the guy said, still smiling. "Nice to meet you." Marissa's hand stayed on the lid like she might close it completely if I breathed wrong. I waved. "Jonah." "Cool," Tyler said. "Marissa tells me you're the steady one." Marissa laughed too fast. "Okay, stop." It was nothing. It was literally nothing. And yet my stomach tightened like I'd swallowed a stone. After that, she started using her laptop in the bedroom with the door mostly closed, not locked, just angled. She also started talking about a retreat the venue team was doing to plan the next season. 2 nights at a lodge, brainstorming, bonding, all that. It's good for us, she said, swirling pasta in the pan like she was on a cooking show. We need fresh content, fresh ideas. The venue owner wants us to level up. I asked where it was. Over in Boone, she said. Mountains, cute cabins. Boone is a few hours away, not insane, plausible. She told me the dates and said, don't be weird about it. Which is a sentence you only say when you expect someone to be weird about it. I didn't argue, I didn't accuse, I just watched. Because I've spent my whole adult life looking at structures and knowing when something looks fine but is. The discovery didn't come from me digging through her phone like a movie villain. It came from our shared email. We had one of those boring couple things, a Gmail account we used for rent receipts, utility bills, streaming services, and anything we both needed access to. We set it up when we moved in because it was easier than forwarding stuff back and forth. Dale sent rent receipts there. The power company sent notices there. Amazon orders sometimes ended up there because Marissa would use it on my laptop. It was just a mailbox for life admin. The day before her retreat, I was paying our water bill. I opened the shared inbox and saw an email that wasn't from Duke Energy or Netflix. Subject line, your reservation is confirmed. I clicked it without thinking, expecting maybe a venue booking for her work. It was a hotel. Not a lodge, not a cabin, a chain hotel in Boone. 2 queen beds, 2 nights, Marissa's name on it. And right there under guest details was an added note. Late check-in, please ensure adjoining room access for Tyler H. My brain did this weird calm thing where it got very quiet, like someone turned the volume down on my whole body. I scrolled. Payment method, Visa ending in 4421. That was our joint card, the one we used for utilities and groceries, the one we paid off every month. Then I saw the line that made it feel like my skin wasn't mine. Special request, champagne package. I stared at that screen for a long time. I didn't smash anything, I didn't yell, I didn't start pacing like a TV character. I just took a screenshot. Then I did one thing. I forwarded the email to my personal account. Not because I wanted revenge, because my job has trained me to document what's real before someone starts telling me I imagined cracks that are literally in the concrete. I closed the laptop and sat on the couch with my hands flat on my knees. The house was silent except for the dishwasher. The little click of it changing cycles sounded loud. Then my phone lit up. Marissa, running late, don't wait up. I looked at the message and felt a strange kind of relief. Because now I understood why everything had felt slightly off. The building wasn't settling. The foundation was failing. When she got home, she was glowing in that way people are when they've been seen. She tossed her bag on the chair and kissed my cheek, quick, light, like checking a box. You okay? She asked, and I could tell she wasn't asking because she cared. She was asking because she wanted to know if I knew. I'm fine, I said. That's the thing about being calm. People who rely on chaos don't know how to read you. The next day she packed for her retreat like she was going on a little adventure. She laid outfits on the bed, cute boots, a sweater I bought her last Christmas, a black dress that didn't say brainstorming. I watched from the doorway and kept my voice level. Hey, I said, what hotel are you staying at in Boone? She didn't look up, somewhere the venue booked. They booked it under your name. Jonah, she sighed, like I was asking her to recite a serial number. Why are you interrogating me? I walked into the room and picked up my phone. I'm not interrogating you, I said. I'm asking because an email came to the shared account. She froze for half a second, just long enough. Then she recovered. Oh my God, are you reading my emails now? It's our inbox, I said, for bills, the reservation confirmation hit it. She rolled her eyes like I was being dramatic. Okay, and I opened the screenshot and held it out, not like a weapon, like a document. Her eyes flicked over it. Her face didn't crumble, it didn't go pale. She didn't panic the way guilty people do in movies. She did something worse. She smiled. Yeah, she said, Tyler's coming, so what? I blinked once, so what? She shrugged and started folding a shirt, calm, casual, like she was talking about a coworker carpooling. You've been fine, she said. You're stable, you're safe, but you're not exactly alive. The words landed in the room like cold coins. I'm 30, she continued. I don't want to wake up at 40 and realize I settled. Tyler makes me feel something. He's not stuck in routines and spreadsheets and... It's a folder, I said automatically. She laughed. See, that's your vibe. You're always correcting, always measuring, always inspecting. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't tell her she was selfish. I didn't call her names. I just asked, did you use the joint card? Her expression tightened, like she didn't like the direction this was going. It's not your money, she said. We live together. It's our life. It's our card, I said, and you booked a champagne package for your hotel with Tyler. She lifted her chin. You're acting like I murdered someone. Then she dropped the cruel line, clear as glass. I didn't cheat because you're bad, she said. I cheated because I got bored. She said it like it was a fact of nature, like rain. Something in me went still. I looked at her and my voice came out quiet. Okay, I said, then I'm done. She scoffed. You're seriously going to throw away 3 years over a hotel email? I nodded once, yes. You're being dramatic, she said. You're doing this to punish me. I shook my head. I'm doing this because you just told me you got bored hurting me. She stared at me, waiting for the explosion, for the scene, for the begging. I didn't give her any of it. I walked out of the bedroom and into the kitchen. I opened the drawer where I kept the folder with our lease and bills. I took it out and set it on the table. Marissa followed, angry now because calm doesn't play the role she assigned. What are you doing? She demanded. Making a plan, I said. She laughed again, but it sounded thinner. Of course you are. I took a breath and said very evenly, you can still go to Boone. I'm not going to physically stop you. I'm also not going to be here when you get back. She frowned. You can't just kick me out. I'm not kicking you out, I said. This is a rental. Dale's the landlord. The lease is in both our names. We have options. She crossed her arms. And what? You're going to run to Dale and cry? No, I said. I'm going to handle my half. That sentence seemed to confuse her. Because she expected chaos, she expected bargaining. Instead, she got paperwork. While she stood there, I opened the banking app and looked at the joint card balance. The hotel charge was pending. I didn't cancel it. I didn't call and do anything shady. I just noted it. Then I did one thing that mattered. I moved my paycheck deposit. I'd always had my salary go into my personal checking, then I transferred money for bills, but we'd started using the joint card for convenience, and it had become messy, more shared than it needed to be. I opened my payroll portal on my phone and changed nothing that was hers. I just made sure my money stayed mine. Then I pulled out a notepad. Marissa watched like she couldn't decide if she should be offended or bored. What are you writing? She asked. Inventory, I said. She snorted. You're insane. I wrote down my stuff, not the couch, not the TV, not the plates. My tools, my laptop, my grandmother's watch, the small expensive things that somehow disappear when breakups get ugly. I also wrote down what was truly shared. Then I looked at hers. I'm going to pack a bag, I said. I'm staying at my friend's place tonight. Which friend? She snapped, trying to regain control. Eli, you're going to go cry to Eli. Eli was one of our mutual friends. He and his wife, Hannah, had been to our cookouts. They'd played board games on our porch. Yeah, I said, Eli. Her eyes narrowed. Tell him we're fine. I gave her a small, almost sad look. We're not, I said. I went to the bedroom and pulled out a duffel bag. The zipper sounded aggressive in the quiet. I packed basic things: clothes, toiletries, the folder with the lease, my laptop. Marissa hovered in the doorway like a referee. You're being ridiculous, she said. It was one weekend. It was a decision, I said. It's not like I love him, she scoffed. God. I didn't answer that. Because it didn't matter if she loved him. She booked the room and laughed at my face. Before I left, I walked to the key bowl by the door. I took my keys off the ring that also had the little porch key. We had 2 sets, mine and hers. I didn't snatch hers, I didn't hide anything. I just took mine, and I left the porch key on the counter where Dale said we should always keep it for emergencies. Marissa followed me onto the porch. The air was cold, wood smoke in the distance, the kind of quiet that makes your ears ring. You're going to regret this, she said. I put my bag in my truck and closed the door gently. Then I turned back and said the mirror line, the one that came to me like it had been waiting. If you got bored, I said, then you won't miss me. This should be easy for you. Her mouth opened like she had something ready, but nothing came out. I got in my truck and drove away without speeding. My hands were steady on the wheel, but my chest felt hollow. Eli didn't ask a million questions. He just opened the door, took one look at my face, and said, "Guest room, S made up." Hannah made me a plate of leftovers and acted like it was a normal Tuesday. That kindness almost broke me. I slept maybe 2 hours. The next morning, I did what I always do when something is unstable. I separated the load. First, housing. I called Dale at 9 a.m. not to gossip, to be practical. Hey Dale, I said, Marissa and I are splitting up. I want to talk about the lease. Dale sighed like he'd heard this story 100 times. You two okay? No, I said, we'll need to adjust. All right, he said, both names are on it. You can either both stay responsible until the term ends, or one of you can take it over if the other signs off. But I need it in writing, and I need to talk to both of you. Understood, I said. I'm willing to sign off if she wants to keep the place. Dale paused. You sure? Yes, I said. I can be out by the end of the week. He gave me the process, calm and clear. I wrote it down. Second, money. I logged into the joint card and froze it for new charges. Not canceled, not stolen, just paused. That's a standard feature. You can unfreeze it anytime. I didn't want her putting champagne packages on my life like they were groceries. Then I texted her one sentence. Card is frozen for new charges. Use your own card for your trip. No insults, no speeches. Her reply came fast. What the hell, Jonah? Then you can't do that. Then this is abusive. I stared at that word for a long time. Abusive, because I stopped paying for her hotel with another man. I replied once. It's not abuse to stop sharing finances after you told me you cheated because you were bored. Then I put my phone down. Third, digital hygiene. I changed passwords that were mine, my personal email, my banking, my phone carrier login. I didn't touch hers, I didn't lock her out of her accounts, I didn't play games. I removed my payment info from shared subscriptions. I logged out of my streaming accounts on the TV through the website. Quiet, clean, legal. That afternoon, I went back to the house while she was at work. Not to snoop, to pick up my things. Eli came with me because I didn't want a scene alone. We parked in the driveway, and as we walked up, I noticed something that made my stomach drop again. Marissa's suitcase was by the door, ready to go. The bowl by the door was empty. No keys. I stepped inside and the house felt different, like air after someone has argued in it. My stuff was still there, but some drawers were open, like she'd been looking through my things. Eli raised his eyebrows. You okay? I'm fine, I said, but my voice came out tight. I went straight to the desk and opened the drawer. My folder was gone. Not the lease itself, the folder with copies, the utilities, the documents I kept. I stared at the empty drawer. Then I noticed it. The folder was on the kitchen counter, open, like she'd been flipping through it and then left it out on purpose. A message. I didn't touch it right away. I just took a breath and took a photo of the scene with my phone. Because again, document what's real. I grabbed my tools, my laptop, my watch, and my clothes. Eli carried boxes. I didn't take the couch. I didn't take the plates. I didn't take anything that would turn into a fight later. As I packed, the house was quiet except for the tape ripping on cardboard and the thump of a box on the floor. That sound, the dull thud, felt like punctuation. Before I left, I wrote the note. Not a paragraph, not a poem. Just 4 words on a sticky note, and I placed it in the key bowl by the door. Don't come back. Then I walked out. She called me as I was pulling onto the road. I didn't answer. The flying monkeys started that night. First was Hannah, but not the way you'd think. She texted me, Marissa called me crying, just letting you know, we're on your side, but she's going to try to spin this. I felt gratitude and exhaustion at the same time. Then my phone lit up with a message from our mutual friend, Trent. Trent and I had played pickup basketball together. Marissa liked Trent because he laughed at her jokes. Dude, Trent texted, Marissa says you went through her private stuff and then freaked out. She said you're controlling. I stared at the message and felt that familiar inspector calm settle in again. I replied once, short, factual. Reservation email went to our shared bill inbox. It listed her name and Tyler S. I have the screenshot. I'm not discussing this further. Trent replied, wait, what? I didn't answer. The next attempt came from someone I didn't expect. Marissa's older sister, Kayla, called me. I almost didn't pick up, but I figured if it was serious, I should. Jonah, Kayla said, voice tight. What's going on? Marissa says you froze their accounts and left her stranded. The joint card, I corrected gently, and she's not stranded, she has her own card. Kayla hesitated. She said you're trying to ruin her. I exhaled slowly. Kayla, she booked a hotel with another man on our joint card. The confirmation came to our shared inbox. She told me she cheated because she was bored. I'm moving out, that's all. There was a long pause. Then Kayla's voice softened. She said that. Yes, I said. Kayla didn't apologize. She didn't defend her. She just sounded tired. Okay, she said quietly. I won't get in the middle. Thank you, I said and hung up. 3 days later, Marissa came back from Boone. I know because I got a notification from Dale. Marissa reached out about the lace, he texted. We need both of you to sign something. Can you come by Friday at 10? Perfect, structured, adult. Friday morning, I met Dale at his office, which was basically a converted garage with a desk, a file cabinet, and a calendar from 2018. Marissa showed up 10 minutes late, sunglasses on, hair done, like she was arriving at brunch. She didn't look wrecked, she looked annoyed. Dale sat us down and laid out options again. Marissa wanted to keep the house. Of course she did. It was cute. It looked good on photos. It was her aesthetic. I'll take over, she said quickly. I'll pay the rent myself. Jonah can go. Dale looked at me. You good with that? Yes, I said, as long as my name comes off and my portion of the deposit is returned. Marissa scoffed. Deposit? Seriously, you're nickel and diming me now. Dale cleared his throat. It's his money too, Marissa. I kept my face neutral. We signed paperwork. Dale wrote out the deposit split and told her how it would work. Marissa tapped her nails on the desk the whole time like she was waiting for me to crack. When it was done, Dale left to make copies. Marissa finally took off the sunglasses and looked right at me. You're really doing this, she said. You're really walking away. Yes, I said. Her eyes narrowed, so Tyler texts you and you just run. I blinked. Tyler didn't text me, you did. That's not what I mean, she snapped. I leaned back in the chair. What exactly do you want me to say? I asked. That I understand, that I'll work on being less boring so you can stop cheating. Her jaw tightened. You think you're so calm, she said, like you're better than me. I don't think that, I said. I think we're done. Dale came back in and handed her copies. That ended it. That night I moved into a small apartment across town. 1 bedroom, 2nd floor, no porch, but it was mine. I bought a cheap couch off Facebook Marketplace and a simple kitchen table. A neutral helper named Mo helped me move the heavy stuff. He worked for a local moving company. He didn't ask questions. He just grunted, carried boxes, and said, "You want this by the window or nah?" By the window, I said. My first night there, I sat on the floor with takeout and listened to the hum of the refrigerator. No playlists, no laughter, no tension. Just quiet. And honestly, it hurt. But it also felt clean. Time moved the way it always does, even when your life feels split in half. I started getting up early again. I went to the gym near my apartment, not to glow up out of spite, just to burn the nervous energy that had nowhere to go. I took a weekend woodworking class at the community college because I'd always wanted to build something with my hands that wasn't a county report. I made a cutting board that came out slightly crooked, and I was proud of it anyway. At work, I got offered a small promotion, nothing crazy, more responsibility, more pay. I accepted, and I kept my world small and stable. Some nights I still reached for my phone out of habit to tell Marissa something dumb, like how the neighbor's cat sat on my hood again. Then I'd remember, and the urge would pass. 2 months later, my phone lit up with her name. I stared at it until it stopped ringing. Then a text came. "Can we talk, please?" I didn't answer. Another one came an hour later. "I've been in therapy. I know I messed up." Then late that night. "I miss you. I miss home." That line almost got me. Not because she missed me, because she missed the feeling of being anchored. I waited until the next morning, when my brain was clear. Then I replied once. "What do you want to say?" Her response came like she'd been holding it. "I'm sorry, I was selfish. I was reckless. Tyler was a mistake. It was exciting and then it was. I hate myself for hurting you." I read it twice. Then I put my phone down and made coffee. When I picked it back up, there were more messages. "I'll do anything. I'll move. I'll prove it. Then please don't throw us away." I didn't feel anger when I read that. I felt something simpler. Please. Because I knew the structure now, I could see the pattern. She didn't want me. She wanted the version of her life where she could do whatever she wanted and still have a stable man waiting in the kitchen. I called her not to reconcile, to end it cleanly. She picked up on the first ring, voice shaking. "Jonah." "Yeah," I said. "Thank you for calling," she rushed. "I've been so." "Marissa," I said gently, cutting through it without being cruel. "I'm glad you're getting help, I mean that." She sniffed. "So, can we try again?" I took a breath. This was the part where she expected negotiation. Instead, I gave her the boundary. "No," I said, "we're not trying again." She made a small sound, like she'd been hit. "Why?" she whispered. "People come back from worse." "Maybe," I said, "but you looked at me and laughed. You told me you cheated because you were bored." "I didn't mean it like that," she said quickly. "I was angry. I was scared. I said things." "You did mean it," I said, still calm, "because it was easy for you to say." Silence. Then she started crying for real, not cute crying, ugly crying. "I'm sorry," she said. "I'm so sorry." I didn't interrupt her. I let her feel it. When the crying slowed, I said my mirror line again, because it was still true and it still fit like a key. If you got bored, I said, then you won't miss me. This should be easy for you. She inhaled sharply, like the words hurt worse the second time. It's not easy, she whispered. I know, I said, but it's final. Then I said one more thing, simple and honest. I don't hate you, I said. I just don't trust you, and I'm not building my life on something cracked. She didn't answer. I ended the call. The next week, I drove out to a job site early in the morning and watched the sun spill over the mountains. The air was cold enough to sting, the kind of cold that makes you feel awake. I went through my inspections, did my reports, and came home to my small apartment where everything was exactly where I left it. There were no surprises, no hidden charges, no suspicious texts lighting up a counter. Just my keys in my own bowl, my cutting board drying on the rack, and the quiet hum of a life that didn't ask me to beg for basic respect. Sometimes I still think about the old house and the porch and the rain smell in the screen room. But I don't miss the feeling of standing in a kitchen, holding a phone that wasn't mine, staring at a message that shouldn't exist. I don't miss the laugh. Now when I come home, the silence doesn't feel like punishment. It feels like safety. And for the first time in a long time, that's more than enough.